Welcome to the All-in-One channel. I'm Kelley Rosano, and this is the Aries New Moon Brilliant Breakthroughs. We have a sizzling Aries New Moon on April 10th. And it can really feel like the new start of 2013 or the new start of the astrological new year, because new moons represent new beginnings. Aries is the first sign. Aries represents spring in the northern hemisphere and new beginnings. So it's like double new beginnings. And we have Uranus, the awakener, in Aries. Then we have at 11 degrees. And then we have the sun, will, moon, emotions at almost 21 degrees Aries, sitting next to each other. When the sun and the moon conjunct, we have a new moon. So every 28 to 30 days, we have a new moon. And this is the sun and the moon sitting together, initiating the next 30-day cycle. New moons are awesome opportunities to set your intention for what you want to create for the next 30-day cycle and the next year. So really take advantage of this incredible Aries new moon. Then next to the sun and the moon, father energy, mother energy, seeding the next 30-day cycle, we have the divine lovers. We have Mars at almost, is at 22 degrees, 23 minutes, and Venus at 23 degrees, 55 minutes. So they're forming another conjunction. So there's another story going on in the bigger story. The divine lovers are united. Mars and Venus represent what we love and our passion. Mars is our passion, our drive. So we have a lot of passion and new beginnings now taking place. And this is a wonderful new moon. In fact, I went back years to see another Aries new moon like this, and I couldn't find one as good as this one. And the reason is because it's past Uranus, it's past Pluto, and so the universe is saying, go for it. All of us. Start the new business, start the new project, start the new relationship. Get on with your life. No more waiting, no more sitting back. Take action now. Now, yes, we can be naive because we're at the first sign and we don't know what's down the road. It's like that Knight of Wands card where you're the knight, you're all pumped up about going out, conquering the world. You haven't met adversity yet, so you got a kind of a naivete going, like you don't know the dragons down the road you're going to face. But that's okay, because the fire is with you. The fire is in you. This new moon is action-packed with Uranus, Sun, Moon, Mars, and Venus all in Aries. The firepower of this planetary combination makes you unstoppable. So put your passion, your heart, your mind into your dreams, into your desires and goals. Success will be experienced by those who do not allow fear to eclipse them. So this is one of the things I've been noticing with my clients is some of my clients have been experiencing a lot of fear, all right? And one of the reasons is because we're all processing out those past lives or past events where, you know, things didn't turn out the way we wanted. And so we're going to a new consciousness. We're in a new paradigm. And what happens is the ego gets in there and the ego tries to control. We can't control. Control is an illusion. And so when fear comes up, you want to ask yourself, you know, fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay? And so as we go through these changes, as we put ourselves out there, and you know, it's natural to be scared when you're trying something new, or you're going to a foreign country, or you're doing something you've never done before. It's natural to be afraid, but we don't let it hold us back. That's the key. That's courage. Courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is making a game plan to move through your fear. So the new paradigm emerging is causing chaos within and without us. And so it's creating fear because The ego's trying to define what's happening, but we've never been here before. So when the ego tries to define what's happening to you, it's not true, because it's going back, getting past life records or childhood memories or past memories to understand what you're feeling and experiencing now. But what happened then is not what's happening now. The past does not equal what's happening in the present. The past does not equal what's going to happen in the future. So when this fear comes up because, you need to release a job or a lifestyle and, you're still hanging on, you want to, ask yourself, what would I dare to do if I were not afraid? What would I do if I was not afraid? So when you find yourself gripped with fear, like you need to make changes, you've got this fabulous Aries moon here saying, do it, get out, quit that job, get out of that relationship, or start that new business, start that new project. But you don't want to move because you're scared. You're like, oh, but what if zebras jump on my head? 90% of what killed you never even happened, okay? It's all in here. All right, so ask yourself, when the ego's generating all this fear, and fear is false evidence appearing real, what would you do if you were not afraid? Where and how have you been courageous in your life? And this is important, to draw up that courage, to pull from the courage, not the fear. When have you been courageous in your life? When and how did you last take a risk? It's important to be able to take risks. Without risks, we don't get gain. Without risk, there's no reward. Okay, and so it's time for you to leave the old life behind, and you've got one foot in the boat, the new life, and one foot on the dock, the old life. Guess what happens? Yes, your butt ends up in the water. We don't have to know how the future will work out to move forward. We don't. We have to have faith, trust, and courage. That's what we need. We can begin a new life, new career, and new relationships. And these can be better than your wildest dreams. The ego goes into fear because it can't control what's happening. Control is an illusion. The only thing we can control is our response to what is happening. We can only play our part in the relationship. We cannot play the other part of the other players. The ego is going into fear because we've never been here before. We are charting new territory. So when the ego pulls up past experiences that are fear-based to understand our current experience, this too is an illusion. The past does not equal the future. In other words, we cannot define what is happening now from what has occurred in the past. We are creating the future by the choices we make today. Will you choose love or will you choose fear? You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful creator. You are a powerful creator. You must own your power. We must be the authority of our lives. When the ego thrusts you into fear, ask yourself, what evidence do I have to confirm my assumptions? And I do this in my personal life. If I'm making an assumption about something, because I have my transits too, right? I'm going to Europe. I've never been there before. And it's scary. And so we can make a lot of assumptions. We can do a lot of what ifs. What if? What if? What if zebras jump on my head? Okay, well, where's the evidence that's going to happen? Oh, there's no evidence. Oh, then I'm making false assumptions. You see, that's the ego. That's the monkey mind. The monkey mind spins and spins and spins. It goes all day long, right? When you meditate, that's what you still. The truth is deep inside. It's the inner voice. It's that strong voice that says, follow your gut instincts. You're on the right path. You're doing what's right. When you listen to that deeper voice, you're connecting to source, your power. That will never fail you. The ego will. Okay, so that's what I do, is I look at, okay, if I'm making an assumption and I'm going into fear, where am I? What evidence do I have to prove that that's true, right? And it is natural to be scared when we are doing something for the first time, right? And so it's natural for, to be scared, for fear to come up. The trick is, the key is, for all of us, is to not let it stop you. Don't let it hold you back from your destiny. Don't let it hold you back from the greatest relationship you could ever experience. Right? It takes courage to fall in love. It takes courage to be in love. It takes courage to put yourself out there. And sometimes we fail. And that's another thing, right? We want to think about. Are you holding yourself back because you're afraid of failing? Right? Are you holding yourself back because you're afraid of your success? Oh yeah, that's what people do too. Some of us do that too, because when you become successful, you've got to make a commitment to that work. You've got to show up and do it. And now you're really out there. Are you ready for that? Right. So sometimes people will sabotage their own success because they don't want to be famous. So think about that. What's holding you back? Is it failure, fear of failure, or is it fear of success? More importantly, what gives you passion? This is Aries. Passion. Mars is involved. Passion. The sun, your will in life. The moon, your emotions. Venus, what you love and value. It's all in Aries. It's all happening in Aries. The planets are alive. And we are having a relationship with them. You are in relationship to your astrology. You are in relationship to this new moon. And this is an awesome new moon. It holds so much potential for brilliant breakthroughs. It's like the universe is saying, what do you want to create? We're giving you the firepower to create what you want. And there's nothing holding this new moon back, which means you can take this energy and literally manifest your heart's desire. If you take action. In Aries, it's not enough to just say something and then sit back and wait. It is about taking action, going for what you want, making it happen. And Pluto, powerful Pluto, is the higher octave of Mars. Mars is the ruling planet of Aries. Pluto turns retrograde April 12th through September 20th. Mars is our personal will. Pluto is our divine will. Pluto wants you to make real changes. Superficial changes will not suffice with Pluto. And Pluto and Uranus are coming together next month in May. They go exact in May. I'm preparing to do the May stars, and we have our first Pluto-Uranus square because Pluto's retrograding and Uranus is catching up, and it goes exact in May, but we're already feeling the energy now because they're barely a degree apart. And these planets want us to change. Superficial changes won't be enough. We got to make deep core changes. Pluto, like Saturn, shows us our limitations. Pluto retrograde reveals our blind spots. For instance, where we are unconscious in what we are doing. You know, when you find yourself saying, why didn't I see that? The more self-aware we are, the more we can dig deep and use our power, hidden resources, to create what we want. Saturn and Pluto are in harmonious energy flow at the new moon. We are to own our power, Pluto, and our authority, Saturn. We are to be the conscious creators of our reality and our world. That's what this is all about now. It's about being the conscious creator. And I'm going to continue to bring tools to you that help you create prosperity and love and health and well-being in your life. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for liking and sharing my podcast. Thank you for subscribing. You totally rock. And if you would like to have a personal session with me, it's very easy. The link is below. And if you're interested in our wonderful workshops, Florence, Italy, April 28th and 29th, I'd love to have you. We just sent out the companion workbook to all attendees. We are going to go in deep. I'm going to teach you how to read a chart the way I read a chart, how to use astrology to empower your heart and soul, to come from your power, to love who you are, to love life, and to find that Aries, to find the passion, and use that passion to create the life you truly want. The planets are alive. We are having relationship with these planets, and we're going to go in there and we are going to rock and roll, and we are going to have a great time. So I'd love to see you there. That link is below too. And until next time, you are victorious.